go. Today we are processing some meetings from Salt Lake City. Yesterday we had school board meetings and then the city council. I'm going to focus on the city council first, just because I know that Sugar House wants this in their newsletter this month. Looks like they republished the video, so I've got to update that link. Oh, and I just realized we might not have a transcript. No transcript for that. Okay, so we got to wait to do that one, unfortunately. That's okay, though. We can switch to the school board. The school board should have... We'll start with the main board meeting first. Okay, so because we don't have the transcript fetch right now, I'm going to manually pull that from the video. Ooh, which is still not here. Okay, let's check the other one. May need to resort to some backup examples here. So this is over 24 hours since these have been published. Okay, this one at least has a transcript. It's an hour-long meeting, but that works. Okay, so the first step is to grab the transcript. We've got our public meeting processor here. Here's the YouTube URL that I just grabbed. I'm going to go over to the video, copy the transcript. This is all manual right now, but we're hoping to automate this. Update the meeting. And we could go grab the agenda from the site, which I think I will. So I'll see school district agendas. School district board meetings. Yeah. Whoops, that's last year. Okay, so the date was the 17th January. Or February 17th. Agenda and YouTube stream. We got the YouTube already. So let's just download this agenda to give the AI a little bit more context for the summary. Don't really need to actually put it in there. Yeah, this is just my agenda. Okay, yeah, I'm just finding a place to organize some of this. Okay, so we've got that downloaded. Here it is in the File Explorer. Pull that up again, or the Finder. Pull that in here, and I drop it into this field, and it turns the PDF into text, so that can be fed right in, and then we'll generate topics.
We got set up. Today is the 17th of February, and we're here for the board study session. The topic this evening or afternoon is special education and general education paraprofessionals, hiring and retention. I think we're turning the time over to B.A. Kearsley to get us started.
Special education.
All right, so I emailed out some documents to you recently. The spreadsheet we had attached, there was an error, so I fixed it. The copy you have on your desk is the corrected copy.
Okay, yeah, this is actually the agenda for the entire meeting. Let's see. I don't know if that's gonna mess it. Well, it looks like it's still got it right. Okay. So here's our topics list. We could go through and might be kind of interesting to just create an article for the entire meeting. Articles from one single from selection time. So let's see how long this takes. Uh-oh. No, I think it's an error there. Let's try just doing one topic here. This debate over full-time versus part-time. All right, cool. So we can look at this while the summary is being generated. Okay, I'm gonna prompt it. Continue the summary generation there. And this is the article that came out from just that one section. So this started at 19 minutes. Let's go see.
With different things about how we can use paras to support students in the general education classroom, and of course, as I just said, we don't tax students, and whether or not we're able to fill with our substitutes. We look at how late into the school year it takes us to get fully staffed, and again, that's a little bit of a difficult question because we're staffing all the time. That number is constantly changing. So Mr. Hall has provided in number 4, how many para positions did we hire for the 25-26 school year? And I've included, he's included both our gen ed and our para just for comparison. And you can see that we've got hired, and so those are the ones that we've hired. And I always asked them, what does abandoned hiring attempt means? And that means that we attempted to hire them, but then they decided to ghost us at the last minute. So we tried to hire them, but then we weren't able to. And then those are the numbers of the teachers who left us mid-year. Another question was, how many of paras do we have in each of our different types of special education special placements? And so those would be our hub schools, which have our academic support units and behavior support units, and our EE classrooms, and then those extend through our middle schools and high schools so that you can see those numbers. And RBT is a registered behavior technician. That is much like a paraprofessional, a behavior person who works under the direction of a registered behavior consultant. So that person provides support in those classrooms. One of the questions that we hear a lot are, how are they allocated?
Yeah. Okay, so we've got our summary ready. So I'm gonna just work with this instead. Logan, staff member, BA. BA. What is this? Okay. Well, I'm going to do some QC on this in a minute, but we've got to update the meeting and then create an article from the meeting to get our summary. Then I'll take a look at that, probably just go ahead and publish it because this is a test site, and then we'll run our QC So if I go into edit the article, school board, we want to put it in the right category here. Which I think I want to use probably Salt Lake City. Got this separate category for school board. I don't know what I'm using for this process. Let's just publish that. I'll quickly go check this newsletter because the main place I'm using this is in this new aggregate newsletter for all community councils in the area. So let's just check this template. See what category I was pulling this from. School board. Okay, that should work. And there it is. Already in there. Perfect. Okay. So that's published. I'm gonna do some QC on this now. Let's just view the live article.
We're here for the board study session. The topic this evening or afternoon is special education and general education paraprofessionals, hiring and retention. I think we're turning the time over to B.A. Kearsley to get us started.
Who? B.A. Kearsley? Well, that's definitely not how you spell it. Yeah, this is kind of tricky. I think this is a guest, yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to confirm the spelling. It's kind of tricky. These other ones look like they're spelled out right. Oh, here it is again. Business administrator. Alan? Board member Lang Rose. I'm not sure. All these names. Is that a last name? Longwell, Lang Rose. Yeah, I don't see any names on here that match that. Huh. Well, let's go listen and see if we can make sense of this. Oops. Lang Rose.
People will just move on, and often we hire people, and we like to hire people that have been parapros into other positions in our district. When there is paraprofessional turnover in classrooms, it impacts students because there's a lack of continuity, as Board Member Langwells pointed out. It disrupts those relationships, and it can sometimes, create those issues where we're looking at how are we making sure that we're meeting all of those IEP needs. And the impact is the same on teachers, that when you're really building that strong team and people are working together, and one of those team members moves or changes, then that disrupts that classroom balance. So those are some of the effects that we see when that happens.
Okay, sorry. So something I want to point out here and emphasize, and this goes to like the number of individuals that are turning over and like that cost for the turnover, not only financially, but for our students most importantly, and the teachers' wear and tear, is how long does it take to get a special education para self-reliant and self-capable and properly supporting all students in self-contained settings or other duties assigned? Developing proficiency and implementing IEP accommodations, behavior intervention plans, data collection, de-escalation strategies, and instructional supports typically takes several months to a year. So if we are turning over the numbers that we are, then the likelihood of our specifically special education, our self-contained special education, like paras, that a large percentage are never getting self-sufficient. And then when we have special education teachers absent and paras that are not skilled to the necessary level,
She sounds like she's
I mean,
about
the
to
implications
cry.
to that classroom setting for these students
What's wrong with this
are not
person?
good. So that's, I've been stewing on, like, what can we do to better support the students, the teachers? And this doesn't even take into consideration students that are allocated towards these self-contained classrooms, but then pushed into the general education classroom, and those additional supports, not just a one-on-one committed the entire time, but you need paras to be able to be fluid between those, which that self-reliance is even more imperative. So, I mean, I could go on forever. I'm extremely grateful for this conversation and diving into this and all the work that went into it. But I think this should be we need to continue this conversation. It shouldn't end today.
I think it's interesting to hear from teachers who are wondering about that trade-off themselves. Do I want more people around in my classroom, or do I want these people that I know will last for a longer period of time? I think they struggle too with knowing, wait a minute, that's a trade-off. I'm not sure I'm willing to give up some people in order to have that. The other option is just putting them in more money, right, into the whole allocation, which is a whole different conversation about things. But so it'd be interesting to talk with teachers in that place and say, you know, we do have this structural problem of keeping people on who are part-time. That just is across the board, and there's not an easy answer. The answer would be to get to more full-time if we could, but there's a trade-off with that as well.
Well, and I want to advocate for, we do
I wonder, do they have
We're
like
here for the board study session. The topic this evening or afternoon is special education and general education paraprofessionals, hiring and retention. I think we're turning the time over to B.A. Kearsley to get us started.
E.A. Kearsley? Kearsley. Who the heck? Kearsley. B.A. Kearsley, what's this? Salt Lake City. What's BL? Business Administrator Kearsley. Okay, yeah. Business Administrator. Okay, so now teachers and superintendents. Business administrator. Alan T. Kearsley. B.A. Kearsley. Okay. So now that I've added that to the custom summary for this meeting, got to update it for others. Let's regenerate this. If this works, I'll go back to the school channel here, and update these. Ooh, got some topic instructions. Why are these different? These are out of sync. Summary instructions. So you got Board of Education members. Huh. Really need just like one centralized list. Let's see. 8. Good. Okay, that fixed that one. Logan Hall. Huh. It didn't have that one right before. It said Logan. Okay. Cool. Well, that's kind of interesting. Let's quickly look at this. Salt Lake City meeting processing. School board. Doing this for what, 20 minutes? 20. Then let's just continue with that. All right. Let's see if this matches price. Research 1. Yeah, Ashley Anderson. Grab this list.